Zoom a few times, and it seemed like it was kind of okay. I don't know why the
Oh,
audio.
yeah, but not today apparently.
Yeah,
Okay, let me just do this. Do you have a middle name?
Marie.
All right, cool. Let me just tune in. Were you nervous, like leading up to this?
Yeah, because I was gonna ask to talk to somebody that I just found out passed away, but I mean, she's been actually gone for a few months, but there's like a lot surrounding what happened.
That
Mhm.
okay. I had a feeling you might want to. You might have wanted to do that. Um. Okay. Let's see what comes up, shall we? I'm seeing roses. Is that anything to do with that person?
Um, that it's probably to do with either my mom or uh another my soulmate guy, Marvin, that we I think that has more to do with them.
Okay. Let me just see what else I'm getting. Because when I was waking up this morning, I was hearing Marvin, like as in the name, and I was like, all right, wait, like I've just woken up. Give me a second. So
I could
let
give
me
you
just
the name of the friend that I maybe if you have her name or something.
hang
Her
on a
name.
second.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Let me just do what I normally do. What I've got into a habit of doing.
Okay.
This is funny. It's so funny how they show stuff, and I'm like, what's that got to do with? But just go with it, right?
Yeah.
Have you not seen this friend in a while?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to her maybe in since like March 2023.
Okay. Um, because as I'm feeling into her energy, but also uh, I feel like there's a lot that the unsaid stuff, like that
Mhm.
you want to say to her. I also want to say like to your mum and also to Marvin, there's a lot of unsaid stuff that you want to say but you haven't said yet. And that generally is like it can be in the form of a letter, like that you can send it to them through like I feel like you're a water baby, but like water is heavily around you, is what I'm saying. And the best way for you to get it out is to write it down and put it in the water. In like, if is there a lake or something around you? Is there a lake around you?
Yeah, like Michigan. It
I have no idea where you are, so
it's Chicago, so we have Lake Michigan nearby.
which is massive.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, write it down and put it in the water. It's like, did you ever see that? that movie Grease?
Oh, is that the one where the guy loses his? She's like in the services, and he loses his wife. Um,
No, it's a different one. It's like from the 80s. It's called Grease. It's like in the 1950s, you know, the
okay,
pink ladies and the T-birds.
I'll have to see that. I actually thought you were gonna say message in a bottle because uh, uh,
No, but that's funny because what I was saying was like you putting it in the water, as in like not just throwing it in the water, but like it's like nurturing it in the water while it dissolves or like gets all sticky. I want to say not sticky, but you know what I mean, where it like decomposes.
yeah.
Okay. Um. So what I've got so far is a female who's older. Like I said, roses already. Who's older and it's like a grey tinge, as in like it's not completely grey. I want to say it's like a grey tinge, as in some of it's grey. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Can you take that?
Hmm.
Okay. I also was seeing plastic cups for beer pong.
Hmm.
Um, they're like red on the outside and white on the inside. Do you know the
I,
cups?
I have those cups. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you take that as a thing for someone? I think like for Marvin is that
Well,
something that you
oh,
use
yeah.
together?
Well, when I was taking care of her, I think I mostly gave her drinks in those cups, probably. Yeah.
Okay. Also, dark glasses frames, like you know, as in like I want to say speckles is the word that's coming up, like you know, like as in reading glasses or glasses to see better vision is what I want to say. Can you take that as well?
Yes.
Okay. Orange juice. I don't know what you guys call it over there, but here it's orange juice, as in like think of a screwdriver, the drink,
Yeah.
that juice,
I
and oranges.
I just well, she used to eat all oranges all the time, but this morning I had orange juice, and I don't drink it that much, but I had it this morning because I was at a doctor appointment, and they have a cafe there. So
Yep, nice. That's funny. And then I was saying the color mustard. I'm like, is it the color mustard or is that? Then I saw a hot dog with mustard on it.
um, I mean I eat hot dogs. I don't eat them all the time, but um, I do. Could be
Yeah.
referencing that I like them.
Do you normally wear mustard or put mustard on the hot dog?
Yeah, I actually prefer that. I mean, I know I like ketchup too, but I just kind of prefer mustard. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, that's an odd combination because I'm a ketchup girl
Mhm.
on a hot.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Oh, and
mustard. Okay.
it's also a Chicago thing. It's weird. Like they've in the city they get like mad at you if you get ketchup on it. They like only think mustard belongs on a hot dog here. I,
That's so random. I've been to Chicago once, but yeah, that wasn't a thing that people brought up as a thing.
yeah.
I can't even if we even had a hot dog there. I think it was more in New York that we had hot dogs. We
Yeah.
had more pizza in Chicago. Um, okay, so who is this information relating to? Is it relating to your friend or is it relating more to your mum?
My mom.
Okay, well, she's here. And she's very uh like this, like she's it's like she's telling you off and she's saying that you need to not isolate. Have you been isolating in the last say week, 2 weeks, maybe even month?
Uh, Probably since she passed away, which has been a few years. I don't go out as much, but it's not. It's been, I guess, like depression, but also it's because I have like really bad back issues, and so it's kind of hard to get around.
Mm. It's interesting you say that because I got out of bed and I was like, what is going on with my back?
Oh my god.
I was really, really like making a point of stretching it, and I didn't realize the amount of tension I thought I had, but I was like, I've never felt this pain before. And I
Mhm.
generally stretch when I wake up, but this is why, because I was already connecting to you. Do you also have racing thoughts, like where you can't, it just felt like racing thoughts, and that sometimes you just can't settle, like it's like you can't switch it off.
Yeah, it's I have also like severe anxiety, like panic attack things, and it's like my mind always is going, and
It's
it,
going on and
yeah.
on.
Mhm.
Okay. So she's very wanting to highlight that right now, and she's talking about, I don't know, like I can't remember what I said last week when we were doing your reading right at the end, so please forgive me if I'm repeating myself. Um, about needing to manage that better, because in her eyes, it feels like she was quite social when she could have been.
Um, uh, she also, I mean, she was a lot like me. She had really bad depression a lot, and she spent a lot of time in the house. I mean, she became social in like maybe the last 10 years of her life a little bit,
Okay.
but she spent a majority of her life also in the house a lot.
I think her point is that she turned it around for herself.
Hmm.
I think that's the point she's trying to make, is like, no, it's never too late to, and there's you can make that choice. It's a massive learning curve, and she's showing it as like a massive learning curve, and it took her a lot of effort to train herself to get into that mode, it feels like.
Yeah.
So very encouraging of you doing that,
Mhm. I
if
mean,
that makes sense.
I have tried. I mean, I've gone out a lot, I think, in the last year or so, and I try to do as much as I can, but some things where I know there's a lot of walking, it just I
Puts you off.
can't seem to do it. Yeah, I'm like I just started back physical therapy today, so it's I'm not sure if that's going to help it, but I hope so. Because that's
Yeah.
a lot of the issue too is just the pain. Like,
Mm. The other thing that's coming up is do you have low iron? Have you had your bloods done recently?
um, yeah, I, I, I don't, I think they said that was fine, but,
Okay. Because it feels like that there, aside from the anxiety, an element of why you feel quite puffed out, like say when you're walking and things like that, is because your hemoglobin in your iron is low. So this contributes to how your body functions and how your lungs function and that sort of thing. So
mhm.
it might be something. What is being shown to me is iodine. It's called
Okay.
iodine
Is
to
that like,
take.
oh, is that like in a pill form?
It can be peel, or you can get. I think on iHerb you can get it. I've taken it before, and it was in liquid form, which it tasted like nothing, just like kind of salty a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
So it would be really helpful um, uh, to incorporate, like in a daily thing, like in the morning. Thank you, confirmation, babe. Also, the other thing that's coming up is, are you on mood boosters?
Oh, well, I do take medicine for the anxiety and depression.
Okay. Do you find that lifts your mood?
It calms my anxiety pretty well. I mean, I've like I said, I've have yet to. It's been hard to find a pill that really does work, but the latest one kind of is. It's been helping me to get out more, and but what I really kind of suffer from is this. I'm so like I don't know. I just feel tired all the time, and like I have no energy, and I like there's like a bunch of stuff I would love to do, but it's just like I'm tired all the time. Um,
Yeah. it's the like a lack of movement, and then your mood is low as well, and plus the pill is like calming, but it kind of like makes you feel tired. So
Yeah.
um, so it's like you need something else. Do you take any other supplements? Because I'm getting shown like vitamin B complex.
I take a um I take a vitamin D and
Mm-hmm.
I take these like just like probiotics and um I do take another one. It's what is it? I thought I put let's see, D3. I guess that's what I
Mm-hmm.
mainly I guess D3, but um and I've been told that vitamin you said vitamin B.
Vitamin B complex.
Yeah. So yeah, I should probably take more supplements like
Yeah. With the vitamin B complex, it'll help, like it's like starting your engine in the morning.
yeah. Yeah, I know. I should add a couple more just because I think yeah, I think D is the only one I take right now. But I take a lot of prescription medicine for all different sorts of medical things, but not enough supplements. I know that.
Mm. So that's something. Did your mum take some supplements as well?
Oh yeah, I can't even keep up with like how many she took. She had like bottles
It feels
everywhere, and I don't even. I mean, she took I think like everything you could possibly take.
like, yes, I can see all the bottles, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of like swallowing. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what was there any food in there? Or was it just all pills and things? That's funny. Um, she's. It feels like she was a bit of a character herself, as in, like, she had a good sense of humor. Not so much in the depression years. I feel like more in the social years, she had a good sense of humor. Can you take that?
Yeah, she was really like had a goofy sense of humor. I always like called her like when we were at Disney World, I made take a picture of her in front of Goofy's house and I loved it because it was it was funny and I think I have a lot of that too and it
Mm.
just makes me laugh some of the stuff she used to do. It's just really goofy stuff.
Yeah, with that, it's like she's reminding me of myself, as in, like, she'd laugh at her own jokes and it'll make it extra funnier because
Hmm.
she's laughing at her own jokes, which is hilarious. Um, she's showing me a necklace with a pendant. I don't, and I'm hearing teardrop. Did she have that kind of a necklace?
Um, sh she did she had, some jewelry, but she never was a jewelry person. She didn't like to wear jewelry.
Mm,
But one of
it's
her
not like there's lots of it. It's just one thing, it looks like.
well, she
She
did give
pointed.
she gave me, a heart, I found it after she passed. I guess I didn't wear it enough, but it's like a heart necklace, a little bitty heart on it with, like, a rose on it, I think,
Oh, cute.
and I think on the back it said something, um I'm not gonna get it right, but it's like um, something for daughter, you know. And I wear that a lot, but I don't like a lot of jewelry myself, so I don't always wear it. Like I've been wearing a lot of bracelets, but I try to wear more necklaces, but I like
Mm,
the cheaper ones, you know. I like the like stuff you get at Claire's or something.
mm. With that necklace, does that make you feel like upset when you wear it, or like does it feels quite sentimental, and even when you're talking about it, it feels like there's a sense of heaviness when you wear it. Do you find that?
When I wear it, I just feel like she's with me. So I don't really feel like a heaviness. It's more that I feel like she's actually with me when I wear it.
Mm. But as you're talking, you're getting teary, it looks like.
Oh, it's my allergies. It
Oh, okay.
we both had the same issue where we had a coughing spell, and it makes your eyes water, and people always thought we were crying or whatever, but we're like, no, no, it's the allergy doing it. It's honestly the allergies. It used to bother like both of us.
I'm getting told you're not much of a crier. You might do it when somebody passes or something like that, but you kind of don't, it's not something that you do on a regular basis.
Yeah,
And you take,
yeah, yeah, um, like it's mostly when people pass, or if you like see a sad movie or hear a sad song sometimes, but um, I'm not a big crier, no. My mom
mm,
wasn't either, and in fact, I didn't even know she ever cried until like her sister passed, and I think I was 12, and that was like the first time I think I had ever seen her cry. She holds a
same,
lot
yeah,
of it. Yeah,
other people.
yeah,
She's saying that you got very similar people, as in like
yeah.
very tendencies. Um, there's also something about body shape. Did you guys do you guys have similar body shapes?
Um, we did for a long time, and then I got a lot bigger than her. I mean, she kind of was like 170, 180, and she got even like down to more 150, 160. But I mean, I'm over 200. I mean, she never got anywhere near 200, but yeah, so for a long time we were, but I kind of went, I kind of got bigger than she ever did, though.
Okay. I think she was just pointing out that like there's more than one similarity over the course of your lives together.
Yeah,
That's what she's
we have
pointing out.
a lot of things in common. A lot of, and a lot of weird medical things too, like weird stuff.
Hmm. I can feel the congestion, like there's a little bit of it's like stickiness in your what are they called, sinuses. Do
Yeah.
you wake up and you're like slightly snotty? I want to say.
Um, all the time my nose always feels like stuffy, and I'm always blowing my nose. It's that it probably has to do with uh something my dad gave me, I guess. We have nose issues where like the valve up here for me was like cut off, so and I had 3 surgeries, and they still can't I still can't
Do
breathe well out of
all
this
right.
side. And he had 2 surgeries, and they didn't really correct the issue either. I think for both of us they kind of made some things worse.
Oh,
Um
gee,
yeah. I
that's crazy.
I have a lot of genetic health things from both my parents, and then I have like my own set of stuff, and it's like I was the garbage can for all the health issues.
You inherited it all from them.
Yeah.
Um, with your parents' relationship, it feels like they were together but not together. Does that make sense? It was like, how do
Um
I?
yeah, they were married for a long time. They did to get divorced like after 35 years. So they were divorced um you know, like later on in life. At least I was already like in my 20s when they got
Mhm.
divorced. So yeah.
Wow. But they still feel like, even though they were divorced, it was like they'll still have, I want to say, admiration and respect for each other. It wasn't like hostile. I don't want to say, it doesn't feel like it was hostile. Does that make sense?
It was weird. Like it's after they got divorced, the day of their hearing, because I was with her, they didn't speak to each other for the rest of their life. Well, rest of my mom's life, which was the last 8 years of her life. They didn't. My dad had this weird thing where I guess he felt guilty because he left with another woman, and felt like that so bad that he made my mom out to be like a bad person, and so I guess that was his
Yeah.
way to deal with it. And so, yeah, they didn't speak the last 8 years of her life. They just avoided each other, and it was tough because you kind of wish they would stay friends and stuff.
Yeah. But even though they like have that friendship, it still feels like from his side more so. There was still he still although he felt guilty, he feels the way it comes across is like he feels like he still respected her and admired her. I
Mm.
think because he wasn't probably expecting her to um go on or change her life like she did. Like if it just feels like there's still that respect, like that's how it's coming through. From her side, it feels like it's like she doesn't want to even touch on it.
Yeah,
It's
because
kind of
yeah,
like whatever, like whatever. That's how she's showing me. Like I don't want to talk about it. Well, why wouldn't talk about it?
yeah,
But it's coming up as a thing. It's like as much as she probably didn't wouldn't want to admit it to herself, I feel like he still had that respect. Yes, he chose a different path, but he still had admiration and respect for her. And I feel
yeah.
like that's something that I need to tell you. It's not about telling, like involving her in that. It's like needing to tell you that
Um,
he's had that for her.
if he does, he never mentioned it. I mean, he just every time I'd bring her up, he acts like he never even knew who she was, and I'm like, you were
That's
married so long.
because
Um,
he's embarrassed of like his choices.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're his child,
Mhm.
and it's hard to you can't talk about that with your child because you know what how that would have kind of felt.
Mhm.
Like they want to know how that like the aftermath of it. It feels like that's how your dad was or is. Like didn't want to know. Like he made his choice and like it's like closed door, don't want to know this is what I'm doing and if you want to be part of it kind of thing. Like he
Mhm.
feels lovely. It's just that he couldn't admit to himself of what how that could have possibly affected anyone else but him.
Yeah.
Sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. What else does it what mum want to say? Let me let's move on to someone else. Um the sad song. Do you listen to sad songs or ballads?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, because when you're talking about whether you listen to a sad song or you listen to watch something like a sad movie or whatever, sad song was like ping, and I was like okay, sad songs. Okay, so do those sad songs or the ballads make you cry?
Yeah, they do because a lot of times I have a lot of songs that are associated with somebody that passed or that I
Love.
maybe don't speak to anymore and stuff like that, and it just makes you think about them. Yeah.
Yeah. Would this be Marvin that the songs relate to?
Um, they kind of relate to you know my mom and Marvin and other people. Yeah. So it just seems like if I didn't have a song in life that related to them, I kind of like I said, I kind of like around the time they passed or something, a song just like really popped into my
Hit you.
head and it kind of became our song thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the number 10 in relation to? I'm hearing number 10. Do you
Um,
know passing date or October even,
um,
birthday, anniversary?
I know my mom has brought up October before as like that's like the month that my brother runs his marathon every year. But it's not. I don't really know any passing dates in October. Um,
Right.
or can't really think of anything for like the 10th.
Hmm. That's all right. It might be something that it's probably related to your brother. It's funny because it feels like you're an only child. Do you feel like you're an only child? Like that your
Uh,
brother's kind of there, but
yeah, I do
not really part of the family?
because my mom and I were chatterboxes. You know, we could talk all night long about anything. And like when my brother would come visit, he's a very quiet person, so he'd kind of sit in the corner and just like you almost feel like he's not there because he really didn't talk at all. And like when we would visit her in the nursing home, he would just kind of sit in the corner and we would be just talking away the whole time and you didn't really hear much out of him at all. So yeah.
um, I feel like with your mum's passing, that he was a little bit taken aback by it. I want to say, like, as in the lead up, he was in denial of what was happening, and it's like he hadn't. It took him a while to grasp what was actually happening, and even after her passing, it feels like it's taken him a long while to grasp what's actually happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we both felt that way because uh it was I mean, she had illnesses that were kind of that would lead up to her passing, but she passed kind of in a traumatic kind of accident way, you know? And so, yeah, it
Hmm.
just, for both of us, it was like a shock because it was something that was not supposed to happen, you know?
Would it be considered a freak accident?
Yes.
Like, because you said traumatic, and I was like, okay. And then I heard her say freak accident, and I was like, okay. She's not giving me detail around that, and I feel like it's not something to bring up, like as in just talk about it in general terms rather than.
It's hard to talk about just because I blame myself a lot for what happened. I could just tell you it was she ended up she had Parkinson's, but she ended up choking on eating a muffin, and
Oh wow.
it was while she was at the nursing home, and I feel like there's some blame on the nursing home part because she had a nurse that she knew every day, and just like that morning, that nurse was called to help another patient, and they had a younger girl feed my mom or give her food, and I don't think she asked her like right when she woke up if she wanted a muffin or anything to eat, and she's like no. But then of course if you've mentioned a muffin to my mom, she loved sweet. So, but I don't think it's like I couldn't get any answers when I went there. It's like I don't even know if she was sitting up or if they gave her something to drink ahead of time or they just because those are things that you kind of have to do for someone with Parkinson's, especially since her Parkinson's had pretty much made its way up to her neck, where her neck was kind of situated
When was it?
in a way too, like stiffened. So it
Mm,
pretty much was at the very last stage anyway. And she also had dementia very bad, and she was bedridden, completely bedridden. But yeah, I couldn't get a lot of answers out of them, and like the other nurse kind of insinuated that there probably was it probably was something that the other nurse, you know, she probably just was not aware at all of the things that you had to do for someone with Parkinson's. And
okay. Showing me is that she was sitting up,
I,
and it looks like the way she's showing it is like there was like a sudden movement.
mhm.
Um, whether the nurse had her back for a moment, it doesn't feel like it happened. Like she wasn't in the room by herself alone or anything like that. It just feels like it just happened really quickly. So it wasn't like she was choking and choking and choking and choking. It just feels like choking, gone. That's how it feels like.
Yeah, they were it was weird, I guess, because the nurse, I guess, maybe asked her if she was choking because she looked like maybe she was. And they said my mom went no like this, and they say maybe that's because maybe it was a little bit of the dementia where maybe
She
she didn't
didn't.
know or something.
Yeah.
She like I was doing the opposite of what she should be. But I think if they had just, I don't even know if they gave her something to drink before she had the muffin, but I feel like that might have helped swallow, because
No.
when you first wake up, you're really dry. And
Mm,
especially for her, she had trouble swallowing towards the end. She was like, I had her do one of those. I was gonna do one of those little DNA tests where you just get a little bit of saliva, and she couldn't even get that much saliva. It was like it was,
does she also sleep with her mouth open?
um, yeah, yeah. So, but it's just thing like for, well, that's kind of just a common sense thing. Anybody that waking up, you should give them something to drink before they try to eat something like a muffin
Mm.
or something like that. And I don't feel they did.
Was it did they have like a change of like a changeover of nurses or shift at that time as well?
Yes, she normally had this one nurse every morning, or most of the day actually, that would feed her and watch her. But like it was just weird. The girl said she came in, and another patient, I guess, needed something at that moment, and so they had her help that other person. And this other girl came in to feed my mom, I guess, and the nurse was really bonded with my mom, and she was bawling and crazy because she blames,
Mm.
herself, because that one time she wasn't there, that happened.
Yeah, but that's what generally happens. Like souls make a choice when they're gonna leave, and I
Mm,
feel like that was your mum's choice. It was like the perfect moment. The woman that would nurture and care for her so greatly, it feels like her own daughter would.
yeah.
Um, that's what she's telling me. It's like she waited. You know how some like even palliative people, they tend to wait for everyone to leave the room for them to go.
And
It
yeah,
feels like this is your mum's moment where she's like, I'm fed up, I'm done, see you later, bye. I'm gone.
that was a debate, like a few, because she had a real bad episode in February where she started thinking the nurses were poisoning her. It was like a dementia thing. And so they put her
Yeah.
in the geriatric psych area for a while. And she started saying things like, God wouldn't be happy with you. Like she would say who was good and bad. And a lot of the stuff she was saying, I actually might think uh, are some things that maybe she really did hear from God, because she was saying, "Oh, you have to pick out an age, because when you pass, they want you can be any age you want or something." And so some of the things kind of, I think, related. But yeah, she just,
Particularly if you listen, because a lot of
yeah,
people don't listen. They
hmm
just think it's all like, oh, she's off with a fairy, but it's like, listen to what she's saying.
yeah, but like actually pointing at people and saying, God wouldn't like you, or that kind of stuff maybe was dementia. It's just, um, but yeah, it's weird that you say choice, because I was in a denial too about how, I mean, I knew her Parkinson's was pretty much at its end, and the dementia was terrible, and she had gotten down to 102 pounds, and I,
Wow.
for some reason, I just kept looking at all that stuff, and like, there's just no way she's near the end, because she had gotten clearer and actually better after the February incident. And I'm like, oh, she sounds a lot like herself now. And that's why it was such a shock, because even though all those signs, the physical, I just was like, well, it seems to be better mentally. And I didn't even think it could be, like I said, it wasn't, like I said, when something like that happens, you blame yourself, because she was supposed to be home with me. I had gotten sick, and the last 18 months I had to have her in a nursing home, and it was only going to be 6 months, but it went longer because I just didn't feel like I could care for her again, because I cared for her for like 3 or 4 years at home, bedridden by myself, and it was bad. and
Mm.
I neglected my own health, and I ended up needing a hysterectomy and stuff, and it just really took me out physically and mentally and everything. And I feel a
Yeah.
lot of the guilt because I kept telling her I was going to bring her home again, and she kept asking to go home. And but I know a lot of times when she would ask to go home, I don't think she meant physical home, because she at home herself, she'd get confused if she was at her home or she was like from on her parents' home. And even in the nursing home, a lot of the times they said she would yell my name like she thought she was in her home. So
Mm.
I don't think she meant it as a place. I think
No.
she meant it as like maybe home as in like with her parents up in heaven or something. Um
Yeah. Because I feel like for her, even though she might have not been lucid, it feels like her bedroom would have been her home, like as close as to her home
mhm.
that she would have viewed or been able to comprehend.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's saying it's like it was her choice. The stuff that she said towards the end, like because she had strong connection towards the end, and whilst like she wasn't always vocal about what she was getting, it's like she was getting a lot of visuals. She was surrounded by spirits. Did you feel like she was surrounded by spirits?
Um, I honestly didn't, because, like I said, it really was like a shock when she passed. But just all the talking about God, and like I said, she kept asking me or telling me that I need to pick an age, and I had heard that before from other people that like you do get to pick like an age that you kind of want to be seen as maybe when you pass. So that
Mm,
part I feel like could be true. I don't really know, but I just felt like some of the things might actually or things I had heard that might happen when you pass. So I kind of
mm.
felt she was having some kind of connection there. Um,
Uh, have you dreamt of her, or have you dreamt of your friend that passed?
I dream of her a lot, and usually in the dreams of her, I expect them to be like nice meeting dreams, like we're together. But I always seem to dream of her in bad situations, and I have to save her. Um, and it makes sense because that's the way I felt when she passed. Is like I didn't save her, and so all my dreams kind of relate to her being in a bad like situation, and a lot of the time in the dream I don't get there in time to save her, and it so it's not
And
good.
the subconscious thing that's still playing on your mind of the fact that you weren't there, that would like you blame yourself because you got sick and you
Yeah,
couldn't care and that you couldn't give her what she needed, but she was in the best care that she possibly could have gotten anyway. And uh, she's talking about like it feels like it's really heavily weighing on your mind, as in more so in your subconscious, that that was something that you could have prevented. And the thing is, whether she was at home with you or whether she was in the nursing home, the same thing would have happened.
yeah, it's true because even at home I had trouble a lot of times getting her to take her medicine. And she, like I said, it was the same kind of way there, but she kind of took it to like where the nurses were poisoning her and stuff. And um, I don't, I would even be, I think I would even feel a whole lot worse if it happened in my care, because I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, for a bedridden person, it's really hard to try to do a Heimlich or something, especially since her neck was kind of stiffened and she had like this hump from osteoporosis. And the worst part of the blaming is because I she had a thing you could try. She wanted you to try things on her if the benefit outweighed the risks. And for some reason, then when she was in there in February, they had me sign this form, and I'm like, I don't want to sign it because that's saying something about DNR. And they're like, oh no, but it won't mean that. It'll mean she'll have her wishes that she said. But they didn't do that. So when she passed, when she was choking, they they went by DNR and they would not do anything. They would only like do like a kind of like a sweep, but they said that's all they could do because oh they see DNR, but that was never supposed to be, you know.
Was is that because she had Parkinson's, or that's all they could do?
Um no, like I said, she had the thing where so I really don't know what I mean. They should have done all the things they could do for someone choking. Um, and like I said, she wanted stuff to be done as long as the benefit would outweigh the risk. But um, so it wasn't a full thing where she wanted like everything done possible, but like it was like a middle thing. And they just saw, like I said, they had me sign that. I didn't want to sign it, and they're like, it was kind of like a thing. They made me do it, and but they're like, oh, it's not gonna say DNR. But like for some reason, that's all they saw when she was choking was DNR, and like they can't do anything. So that's even worse. Is like they kind of had to just like watch this happen, and they
Mm.
couldn't do a whole lot. And that's what bothers me too, is because that was not ever supposed to be uh her wish. But I thought about it, and I thought, well, if they did bring her back, this same thing probably would have happened again. So it would be like she'd be coming back to do that again. Or I like a couple months before she passed, they did give me the option. They said we think she could be on hospice or palliative. And my mom was in the room with the conversation, and she's like, "No, no, no, I'm not. I don't need that. I'm not near, whatever." And I agreed with her because I didn't see. I I don't know what was wrong with me. I didn't. It's like I was looking more at how much better she was mentally than all these physical things that were just, her that she was pretty much done. And so I
Mm.
didn't pick one. And like I said, I thought about it a lot. I had a 3-hour talk with the. They had to do an autopsy, obviously. I had a 3-hour talk with that guy, trying to explain to me, what things would. I mean, if she could have came back and all that stuff. And he pretty
What it
much
would.
would have said it would have just happened again if they even could bring her back. But they said it would have been a challenge because like I said, she had a hump from osteoporosis, and her neck was kind of like turned, stiffened.
Mm.
So it would have
And
been tough.
like,
Yeah.
given that it wasn't her heart failing or whatever, it's like they would have had to.
Hmm.
Doesn't it just looks like that. The way your mum's showing it is that it happened really quickly, so they don't really have much time to do much anyway.
Yeah.
Uh, and given like how her body was, and generally with that, it's like you have to, like with choking, got to roll them on their stomach or like get them out and like try and get it out somehow. But it, your mum's saying there wasn't enough time for that. There was. It feels like it was like a few minutes and that's it.
Yeah, it was. But I just think about just even being a more than a couple seconds, and I don't like to know that she was in any kind of pain or distress. And I know she was because they had it. Her blood pressure, I guess, was very high because it was stress. That's a stress because I almost
But that's
choked
the body's response
to yeah.
of
I almost passed when I was
what.
I almost passed when I was 11 because I got a popcorn seed stuck right in the part where it just cuts your breathing. And if my dad wasn't home, I would have died because I didn't. And he didn't even know how to do the Heimlich. He had to do it like 3 or 4 times, and finally the seed popped out, and my mom was up in her room, and she thought I was having an anxiety attack, so she's like, "Just have her breathe into a bag," because they couldn't understand what I was trying to say because
Okay.
I was just like motioning,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
they can't understand what you're trying to you can't
No,
tell
you
them you're
can't
choking.
talk.
No.
Really, someone told me to get, like when you're sick, a clove of garlic and swallow it.
Mhm.
Oh my god, it literally got stuck in my throat, and I was home alone, and I was like,
Oh.
and so somehow just through my neck backwards and just kind of like
Oh,
hoover it out, popped at him, and I was like, thank fuck, never doing that again.
it was,
Um,
yeah. That's why I guess it bothers me because I kind of know what you feel when you're choking, and I my mom was just such a sweet person. I just hate to, I just kind of wanted it to be, you always want someone you love to have a quick passing, like, nothing.
yeah, it does feel like a quick passing, but remember, she couldn't move her neck, so her resistance to it feels like that her body wasn't reacting like yours and mine.
Hmm.
As in, like, yes, her blood pressure went up as a physical symptom, as in, like, she was just choking a little bit. And also, like, when we were choking, you and I, in separate
Yeah.
incidents, like, your whole body is like, it's like in desperation and you're trying for it to not happen.
Yeah.
Whereas she didn't have that. It was a very different experience. It was like she was out of it before her body was like, the way she's showing it to me is that it was very quick. It was not painful. It just happened and then it was done. And like it feels so fluid, and it's like she had left her body while that was happening. So she wasn't actually feeling it.
I'm glad to know that because that's something you always wonder about. Just because I mean they told me it was a couple minutes, and then I like I said, I'm one of those people that likes to know like everything, and I shouldn't have asked some things. Like I asked the nurse that was her favorite nurse, you know, what did she look like when she was passed? And I'm like, why did I ask that? Because she was like
You don't.
completely honest with me, and I can't ever get that image. And I actually didn't get to see, like, what, by the time I got there, they had already taken her to the, morgue area. So I didn't get to even see her when I got there. But
That's
I think that was,
interesting to show you. Is that a normal process in a nursing home that you don't get to see the body before they take it to the morgue? You don't get to say that, say goodbye before they, or
yeah, I think it was because, um, it happened at like 9 in the morning or something. And I still have that schedule where I like can't seem to sleep at night and I fall asleep like when the sun comes out. So I was actually sleeping and I don't have my phone on because I still don't have it on because I still get like a little bit of PTSD, a little bit where every time I would hear the phone ring in all those years she was sick, it was always something bad, and it just kind of triggers me to hear the ringing. So I didn't
yeah.
actually find out. I mean, it had been maybe close to an hour that she had been gone when I finally talked to them, and they did have everybody come in and they closed the door and kind of like did some kind of investigation at first because obviously if something happens at a nursing home, I think they have to. But like I said, and then my brother was at work, so I had to wait for him to come home before we went there, and so but it wasn't that long honestly, but they I don't like I said, they had already taken her before I could
Mm,
get there. But I honestly don't think I would have the way she did look, which it's a normal way for a lot of people to look when they pass, but I think that would have really and probably would have really made it worse for me probably to see her like that.
mm. Like, as one of the last visuals of her. Um, yeah, definitely didn't want you to as well. And also she's saying don't hold on to it um as something that you could have prevented or you could have done anything different. She's like, she wouldn't have wanted you to do anything different and that it just had to happen that way. So um really start processing that and letting it go. Don't continuously harbor that. And even like with the, asking the nurse about what she looked like, she basically is saying she didn't want you guys to see her that way.
Yeah, I know she wouldn't, but Like I said, it's just, but I actually, I didn't know if the nurse would even tell me the truth, but she was like, I guess she's just a very honest like I am. So she's like, she told me pretty much like everything. Um,
Yeah, it's not something that you want to visualize, and you know,
no.
takes a while to get that visual out of your head, even when you've seen a body,
Hmm.
and like when you visualize it. So really, like, start in that moment when she was telling you what she looked like and all that sort of thing, and you were creating this visual of your mum or what she would have looked like.
Hmm.
Um, you really need to go back to that moment and just, like, it's like going back to that moment where you visualize that and then scrunching up that scene as a piece of paper and just chucking it away, because that's not what your mum wants you to be holding on to. There's so many, she's talking about, there's so many memories and so many funny moments that, override anything like that. And she's like, focus on that rather than what you didn't see.
Yeah, I try to, but like I said, I guess like I said, I keep hoping some of these, like even my dreams, I keep hoping they change sometimes where it's just, or I
That's the thing.
still don't feel
Not
like I'm saving her. Um,
no going to, unless you get, like, talking to someone about it, like, and start unpacking all of that, because
yeah,
right now it's like it's a suitcase you're holding and you're carrying her around with you, and it's like it's something that really needs to be, take the clothes out of the suitcase, empty it, like, it's not for you to be continuously kicking yourself that you could have done, XYZ different, because you wouldn't have you
yeah,
wouldn't have been. And so, to make you a better version of your current self, that will help you make, like, be able to progress in life
yeah.
instead of being.
I have done a lot of work where I've gotten comfortable with. I mean, not really comfortable, but I gotten it in my brain that I really couldn't have done anything different. And that was a long, took me a long time to just say that to myself because yeah. But
Yeah,
it's just I wish, like I said, like I said, as much as I've done there, I just like I said, I'm just trying to get where I have good dreams and stuff. But I mean, you can't really say what you want to dream about. It just happens.
no, but the more that you unpack that whole situation, like even the caring, like, it would have been very heavy to go through that process of watching your mum's decline, watching her Parkinson's overtake her body,
Mhm.
and also her mind not being in and out of lucidity and that sort of thing. That would have been very gut wrenching, is what I'm getting. And it's like
Yeah,
that the fact that you couldn't, there was never anything that you could do to make her feel better, because these things are so overriding. And the thing is, you couldn't save her, and that keeps coming up in your dream because you wanted to. But the thing is, what you need to accept and what you can with a person, whoever you choose, is unpacking that and learning that, and accepting the fact that you couldn't, because you subconsciously still feel like you could have
yeah,
to
and
get.
I don't think it helps that I still have the bag, her last of her stuff from the nursing home, with her coat, her favorite coat. It's been sitting on my in my kitchen since she passed. And I also haven't gotten rid of any of her clothes, but I did get rid of all the medical stuff. It was like it was like a hospital in here because we had everything, and I was happy that I got rid of all that because I wanted to go to people that could use it because it's not doing anything here. But yeah, I just for some reason I just haven't gotten to the clothes, but I think that bag is what's really bothering me because it has this tube in there that they had tried to use, and yeah, I need to get rid of that.
You don't need, and all of her clothing and stuff like that. There's people that are in need of
Mhm.
that could wear, you know,
Yeah.
and that cherish it as much as she did. So as you were talking, your mum was saying it's time to like let go of stuff too. So, but yes, that's what I've got for you today, Miranda.
Thank
Um,
you.
Apologies for the technical difficulties at the start,
Yeah.
but here we are. I hope you enjoyed your reading.
Yeah, it
So
was
get,
really
even if it's
good.
like a day, one thing a day, get like work out what you're going to get rid of and what you're going to, you know, the sentimental things that you'll keep. But clothing and that bag from the nursing home, it's got to go.
Yeah, I know, that's like I said, that's I don't really go in her room, so I don't notice the clothes and stuff, but I see that bag every day, and it's not a good thing, so yeah.
Going in her room, it's the energetics of her are still there,
Mhm. A lot of
and
people
so
have
you got
told
to get it out.
a lot of people have told me that I should, well, I have a therapist, and she told me that I should start sleeping in that room and make it my room, but, I don't think I don't know. I don't
Start,
think I could.
start getting rid of her stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
and
that's the
I
first step.
and if I take the supplements you said, maybe because that's the whole thing is I have all the things I wanna do, and that's one of them, and, being tired a lot, it just, it's stopped me from, because there's a massive decluttering that needs to go on in the house anyway, and it's just I
Mm,
just need, like, the energy. Like, I had a lot of energy when, after she passed, I, like, was a crazy person. It's like I had to be doing something, and I got rid of a lot of stuff then, and I was just, like, happy, so, yeah, I know there's more. I'll take the supplements you mentioned.
yes, do that. All right. Thank you so much for letting me to connect. Your or your mum was very, very, very predominant.
Yeah.
I sent back to you with lots of love, and
Mhm.
she's talking about something about playing with your hair, like pulling your hair or something like that. But anyway, that's what she's saying.
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes I feel like something is something either is pulling on my shirt or my hair or something, and I turn and I think I'm snagged on something, and I'm not.
um,
Yeah.
your mum. That's funny. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, have a good day, because I know it's daytime for you. Yeah. So
Just
have a beautiful day.
thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.